this 10X conference, like Steven said, it was Grant Cardone's conference for
growing your business.
Yeah, growing your business. He talked on like 3 main things, which were sales, marketing, and actually execution, like getting things done. And it was just on a huge scale. I think there was like somewhere upwards of 30,000 people there, and it was in the Marlins MLB baseball stadium. So it was just like this crazy event that was thrown for a bunch of people, and it was really interesting to go and just be a part of something like that. They set the tone on a very high note of Grant actually like skydiving in and parachuting into where the conference was. And then they had like this huge fireworks show and just like all kinds of craziness to start this thing off on like a really high note. So everyone's energy was really high. And that was just like interesting. One of those things where you just got to think about like, where am I? Why is this going on? What are we doing here? Like that we just came here to like learn about business and like get some ideas in. But
yeah, I think for me and you, it's like we really like taking action. We like going places, learning information, then being able to apply it very quickly, and then quickly realizing like, oh, this conference is not quite that. It is something a little different. And I don't know, it's hard for us to get hyped up. I don't really like to go to a lot of sporting events. I don't really get on the, I call it the rah-rahs. It's hard to hype me up. I'm pretty even keel. The lows don't take me too low. The highs don't take me too high. But this event was like super high energy, a lot of rah-rah. And I think it made me, Nathaniel, step back and go, okay, what is going on here? Why does he feel like he needs to parachute in when I'm trying to grow my business? Like, what is going on? And then it was like the realization of, oh, this isn't really geared towards us. It's more geared towards just getting people excited, attracted to it, so that he can kind of bring them in closer and then kind of teach them. Like, this event is not really for the teaching. This event is just to get in closer with him. The eyeballs, the attraction, and everything. And that's why I think it kind of clicked for me to go, oh, we are selling shirts and we're selling on Amazon's platform. We're using the organic searches. We're using their platform to advertise. But really what we should be doing is like, how many people can we get these shirts in front of? How big of a spectacle can we put on around these products to bring eyes on so we can increase our sales across the board? And I think that was like a very impactful part when he was parachuting in. There was pyrotechnics, fire was shooting out, there was mist, there was fireworks, stuff was blowing up. I was like, okay. I didn't learn that until probably the 3rd day when I was like, okay, now this stuff is starting to click. But just seeing the spectacle of the thing and then understanding like, this isn't really for us, but I understand why this is happening.
Yeah, it's not so much of like what he was saying or like what he was doing that like, oh, this is his message. He wants us to like do crazy over the top stuff and parachute everywhere we go. Like, that's not what he was trying to get at. But in order to grab people's attention. That was a big thing that he kept talking about. It was just like your attention. That's what he's fighting for. They kept going back to that quote of like, the human's attention now is whatever, like
less
4
than a
seconds.
goldfish.
Yeah, and a goldfish has a longer attention span than most humans at this point, just because we're so used to getting so much information and be able to get whatever answers we want and whatever questions we have answered so quickly.
Yeah, and just to make that point, he said something else that really resonated. We're not just competing with our other competitors. You're competing with everything. The person sitting on the couch watching Netflix and you're trying to sell a shirt to them, you're competing with Netflix. You're competing with his daughter going on a trip. You're competing with the doctor. You're competing with everything to draw people's attention, to get their attention. That was another thing that really stuck out to me. I was like, okay, now I'm starting to see a bigger picture. I'm normally just focused on the little bit of competitions around me, but now I'm understanding like, oh, I'm not just competing with these people right next to me. I'm competing with everything to get this one person's attention to buy my products.
Yeah, and it might seem overwhelming on how to do that, but by us being on Amazon and other platforms where people are like ready to go buy when they're going there, and just getting in front of them with the right keywords and
the right art,
yeah,
the
good
right
designs, stuff that's going to resonate with them and have that emotional, attach itself to them emotionally. All of that really helps with what we're doing. So we do want to teach on that and talk about that more in future. But again, just to talk about this conference as a whole, it was just very eye-opening to see, to think about the problems that we have in a little bit different light and how we need to answer them isn't necessarily just like we're selling t-shirts. Like maybe it is do something like, spectacular and then just like lead them into what we've got going on or what products we're trying to sell.
Yeah, he did talk about sales. Something that I think we need to do a better job of addressing in here is selling multiple products and then even think about different platforms.
Right.
We talk t-shirts just because I think that's what our background is. We're selling more than just t-shirts. T-shirts is almost a default to just products in our head. We probably should do a better job on that. But if you're just selling t-shirts, you're doing yourself a disservice because you are competing with a lot of other people. To easily get yourself away from competing with the same products, start selling other products. Even if you do research on t-shirts, you should be putting that same image on multiple products. His big thing was 10x. Do the work and try to get the most out of it. If you're already doing research and you're already creating a piece of art, try to put it on as many products as possible. Don't just make one listing on a regular men's shirt. Do it on not about all the products, but do it on a lot of different products to get the most out of that initial research that you put in. If you take one piece of art and put it on 10 different products, that's 10 different listings now. That's a much wider net that you're casting to that audience that you're trying to grab their attention.
Yeah, the research and the art can stay the same for those products. Just putting them on multiple products. We want to maximize the time that we're putting into this. And we know that, the listings are probably the shortest amount of time that we're spending. So you want to be doing that the most because, like Steven said, you're spreading a much wider net there. You're going to be in front of
multiplying and maximizing your efforts.
Yeah, you're going to be in front of a lot more customers as well.
Thanks, guys, for checking out the video. My name is Steven. This is my brother Nathaniel. Together, we are the Wingman.
If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out our other videos or like, comment, and subscribe on this one.